What's up, everyone? Back for another Whodunit Beer review. And today's beer comes courtesy, once again, of a very good friend of mine and viewer of the channel, Jeff, aka NoJinx. So huge thanks to him for this beer. I'll post a link in the description box to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies that Jeff sent my way. He actually sent me 5 different Whodunit beers to review. I have already reviewed 3 of the 5. This is the 4th, and I have one more that I'll be reviewing in the upcoming days. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what Whodunit beer reviews are, they're basically blind/mystery beer reviews where somebody will wrap up and conceal a beer, like Jeff did with this one. They will then either send or give me said beer, and I'll review the beer like I do any other beer on my channel, with the lone exception being I have no idea what the beer is, so at the end of the review, I try to guess the beer's style, its ABV, and if I'm feeling confident enough, I'll try to guess the exact beer in the can or bottle. Very rare, and usually I miss on it, so I don't try it often. And then I will rate the beer, and then I will reveal it to both you and myself. Yeah, the first 3 that Jeff sent my way, a little bit of a hit and miss situation. I pretty much hit on one, missed on the other, and then the third one kind of did okay on. But Jeff actually numbered these. First time I've ever seen anyone wrap them up in aluminum foil, which is very interesting. And one thing I've noticed is this has been out of the fridge for about 45 minutes. That's kind of pretty much where I like my Whodunit beer reviews, because at the end of the day, I don't know what's in here. So if it's like a big, barrel-aged stout at 12%, I don't want to drink it ice cold. So I just usually let it out of take it out of the fridge and let it sit for about half an hour, 45 minutes. This is about 45 minutes out of the fridge. But the one thing I noticed about the aluminum foil is that it keeps these beers quite cold. So maybe I need to bump that to maybe an hour. But anyway, he numbered all the beers, and he told me there's no rhyme or reason for it. He just numbered them. And he said you don't have to drink them in order, so I haven't. This is the 5th one, 4th review, so whatever. Now, what do I know about this beer? Well, I know that it's in what looks like a 12-ounce can. I know that Jeff sent it to me, and he lives in the state of Michigan. And I do know that this is an older beer. Why? Because Jeff sent me the beer mail back in March, and here we are. I don't want to date this review, but I'm going to. We are in mid to late July here at the time of this review, and yeah, that puts this beer at least 4 months old. It could be older than that, probably is, but I have no idea, and that's why these are a lot of fun, because let's say this is some kind of like hazy IPA that Jeff sent to me, super fresh. Well, now it's no longer super fresh because it's at least 4 months old, but will my palate be able to pick that up? We'll see. That's the great thing about it. Anyway, I'm using the Whodunit glass because Michigan, Jeff, whatever, doesn't matter. Not really. Probably not hashtag proper glassware, let's just say that. So let's crack this one open. Like I said, out of the fridge for 45 minutes. I don't even have really an idea what this is. I was thinking maybe like a stout or something. 12-ounce cans, and of course, fucking wrong. Looks like a lager to me. So yeah, this looks like pretty much your generic Pilsner, lager, whatever. That's what it looks like. Crystal clear, has this like yellow-orange color, lots of carbonation, about 1.5 fingers of this bright white, soap sudsy looking head. Yeah, I mean, to me, that looks like a lager. Let's get a nose on it. Not a lager, maybe an IPL. Definitely hop forward. This is crazy. So this is, like I said, at least 4 months on this one. And another thing what I like about this aluminum foil, Jeff also wrapped up the bottom. So, if I wanted to peek at the date, which I don't, but let's say I wanted to cheat. Would never do that. Jeff said, there's no way. But yeah, this has a ton, and I mean a ton of just citrus, orange, lemon, lime. There's a little bit of pine resin in there. This smells like a West Coast style IPA to me. That's what it smells like. Yeah, definitely a West Coast style IPA. There's this underlying like malty kind of aroma too, like a little bit of like caramel malt, a little bit of breadiness. But yeah, that pine and that citrus. I mean, this is citrus heavy. You're talking ruby red, grapefruit, orange, lemon lime, pine, and then like a pretty solid malt base. On the nose, I'm going to say this is closer to double. I'm going to say there's like 7.5 on the nose. A little bit of alcohol here. But yeah, I mean, it smells pretty good. And it is still pretty cold. I'm going to say this is probably around 45, 50 degrees, even though it's been on my fridge. That aluminum foil, man, keeping it cold. Anyway, cheers, everybody, and thanks again, Jeff. Yeah, that's a West Coast double IPA, no doubt. Could be maybe even a triple. The body is substantial. Say the body's like higher side of medium, lower side of full. It has a heftiness behind it. It's not super viscous, but it's big enough to let me know I think this is a double. Yeah. The mouthfeel, it has spritzy carbonation, but it also has like this nice, soft, smooth kind of component. For me, the body and mouthfeel scream West Coast double IPA. The taste also screams West Coast style double IPA. Right up front, sweet malt, a little bit of caramel, bready, and then the citrus hits you. And it's this combination, for me, of this like ruby red grapefruit, orange, and then like a lemon lime kind of like zest or peel of like the lemon and the lime, because it has a sweet citrus tone, but also like a zesty, pithy, almost bittering tone right in the mid palate. And that's when it transitions into that bitter, resinous pine kind of finish. It leans to the bitter side. It isn't really balanced from a bitter and sweet perspective. Definitely leans more bitter. Has a semi-dry finish. Almost full-on dry. It's definitely dry in the back. It's bitter and dry in the back of the palate. And it makes me keep on wanting to go back for more because there's like almost no saliva left. I can't taste a lot of alcohol. I can't feel it. I just think from the body and the mouthfeel, I'm thinking like 8.5%. If this is, I don't know, it's starting to get a little warming. Whew. Man, this could be anywhere from 8 to 10%. I know that's kind of a cop-out, so if I say it's 8 and it's 10, I'll be like, oh, see, I told you so. Or if I say it's 10 and it's 8, I'll be like, yeah, I knew it. I don't know. Let me try to dial it in. You know what? I'm going to say 9%. I'm going to go kind of right in the middle. So, this is at least 4 months old, and if this is a West Coast style double IPA, this has held up extremely well. Extremely well. I'm going to say that this is a West Coast style double IPA, 9% ABV. The IBUs, I'm not going to guess, probably pretty high, at least 60. I'm not going to guess the hops outside. I think there's Citra in here. That's all I'm going to say. I think there's Citra. I don't know if it'll say that on the can, but I'm going to say West Coast style double IPA brewed with at least Citra, 9% alcohol. And yeah, if that's the case, then this has held up well. I really like this. I'm going to give this a high 4 out of 5. I'm going to go 4.1 out of 5. I would go into the 4.25 range, but it's a little bit too bitter for me. I'd like it to have a little bit more of a balance between the sweetness and the bitterness, but as is, it's fucking drinking extremely well, honestly. So let me pour the rest in here, and then we're going to try to navigate the tape here. All right, so it's a blue can. I don't know what that means. Dude, Founders. Okay, it's Founders. Wow, what? Don't even tell me this. So this could be Civilized Brute IPA. Don't even tell me. 6%. Okay, so yeah. No. For me, no. Definitely probably has something. I'm gonna say definitely. But that alcohol stringency definitely something has to be up with the age, right? Let's see what the canned on date is. It doesn't even say. It's all scrubbed off. I don't know. Jeff, if you remember how old this one, extra dry India Pale Ale, Civilized Brute, 6%, 45 IBUs. Yeah. So this is where I say I was fucking definitely off, which I'm okay with. But I will say this, with age, at least 4 months on this, probably longer. Couple things. The only thing that's carried over is the brute aspect. It definitely, as I said at the end, is semi-dry. I was like, no, wait, it's full-on dry. It's full-on dry and bitter at the end, which has stopped it from getting higher. But I'll tell you what, this is the best brewed IPA I've had in terms of rating. I gave it a 4.1 out of 5. It drank more like a West Coast style double IPA. The body was fantastic. The mouthfeel was fantastic. It just kind of fit in that realm. I missed on the ABV by 3, but I'm telling you right now, with age on this one, definitely more alcohol on it for sure. I said at least 60 IBUs, 45. I don't really care about that because I don't really guess IBUs. So many times I'll drink like a 20 IBU beer that drinks like an 80 and an 80 that drinks like a 20, so none of that matters. Don't know the hops. Do they even mention anything on here? Probably not. It's Founders. They just usually don't. Yeah, so this is what I'll say about this one. I definitely was off on it. I'm fine with it because of the age, but at the same time, this is the best brewed IPA that I've personally had. I've only had like a half dozen or so. but this is with age on it, so I don't know how this one would be fresh. I will say the dryness definitely represents a brut, but I also have had that dryness and not the dry. See, for me, the dryness and the bitterness were kind of like a mixture. This isn't as dry as a lot of bruts I've had, so I will say that with age, this is definitely turned into something that I enjoy, but the alcohol kicked up a notch for me, for sure. Like when I was drinking it, it was not super astringent, but it was, like I told you, it was drinking like an 8, 8.5, and the body is very, very impressive for a 6% beer. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you right now, the body, it has a little bit, it has half behind. This is like higher side of medium body at the very least. So kudos to founders for this beer. Only if you're drinking it, it's like at least 4 months old. Now I'm kind of curious, and I'd like to try this fresh just to see how a fresh can compares to this age can. But at the end of the day, I gave it a 4.1. I think it's a good beer. I think it's well made. Definitely in the IPA realm. Brut, yeah, I can see it. I can see it. But I'm okay with what I said based on the age. I've had that happen before where I've drank aged beers and the alcohol just seems to be a little bit more pungent. So I would have been a lot happier with this if I would have guessed, like 7 or something. But I drank like 8, 8.5, 9, and that's why I guessed 9. So Jeff threw me for a loop here. Pretty awesome. Now I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't drink it right away. But you know what? A lot of personal and medical stuff. I already mentioned that in a lot of reviews. So at the end of the day, I got to this as soon as I possibly could. And here we are, and I'm okay with it. So thanks to Jeff for sending this one my way. Thanks to everybody for stopping by. Another Whodunit beer review. Like I said, I have one more from Jeff that I need to get to, and hopefully it's not a mindfuck like this one, because it makes me look worse than I already am at doing this, and we don't need that. Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by. Till the next one. Cheers.